And good morning. Welcome, Governor Walker, Secretary Ross, and guests who have made this historic day possible. What an exciting time to live in Oshkosh, and I've lived here my entire life, which has been a lot of decades. So the momentum here is just phenomenal. On Monday, we broke ground for the new multi-million-dollar Oshkosh Corporation Global Corporate Headquarters. About a year ago, we welcomed the Wisconsin herd and broke ground for the Menominee Nation Arena. And in just a few minutes, we'll be cutting the ribbon for the new Oshkosh Transload Terminal, the first publicly owned facility of its kind in the state of Wisconsin. This new transload facility is a result of collaboration between the City of Oshkosh, the Wisconsin Department of Transportation, and Watco companies. If you haven't noticed, collaboration is how we do business in the City of Oshkosh, and we get things done, and done fast. I also want to again thank Secretary Ross and the Wisconsin Department of Transportation for the $1 million Transportation Economic Assistance Grant and Watco companies for their investment in our community. These investments have made our future and this project possible. Oshkosh sits on the precipice of a new era, one that focuses on our history, embraces our growing and youthful and diverse culture, and highlights what makes Oshkosh, Wisconsin's event city. This new facility will play a pivotal role in the city's future as we become an even more attractive destination for new business and workforce development. Oshkosh is the welcoming place to do business in the entire state of Wisconsin. And thank you, gentlemen. The Oshkosh Transload Terminal is another addition to the many top-notch assets that make Oshkosh a world-class city and a great place to live, work, play, and learn. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Jason Murphy, Commercial Director for Watco Companies. Jason?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Governor Walker and Secretary, for being here with us today. For those of you that don't know, Watco is operating this terminal for the city. We also operate the Wisconsin and Southern Railroad, which is the state's contracted operator for a 600-mile railway network in southern Wisconsin. So, very important, vital asset to the state. We serve over 200 customers in the state of Wisconsin now. But we'd really like to just show our gratitude here today to all those that were involved in making this possible. This is a great facility, like Mayor said, the first of its kind, a public-owned transload facility. First, the City of Oshkosh, thank you so much for your help in making this possible, especially Kelly Nyforth, who's done a great job of fostering a relationship with Watco, tirelessly answering all of our questions as we go through this. So thank you, Kelly, and the city for all of your assistance. The Wisconsin DOT, appreciate all the help from them, the support along the way, the grants that help make this possible. This is a great public-private partnership, which I know Governor Walker's probably going to speak about, but this is a great example of that and how we can come together and make things work for our state. GO-EDC, Greater Oshkosh Economic Development Court, Jason White has been involved in this project really from the very beginning. Great help to us. We fostered a great relationship with him along the way. I'd also like to thank Hollowbar Construction, who was the construction company that helped make this possible, and AECom, the engineering firm that helped design this facility. But most of all, I would like to thank our customers, who without them, none of this would be possible. Certainteed, Oshkosh Corp, Darling Ingredients, all the great customers that we already serve here within the state at this transload facility. Without them, we're not able to put food on our plates every night, so we appreciate them and are so grateful for everything they do. Without them, this facility would not be here regardless of all of our wishes. So the biggest thanks definitely goes to our customers. For those of you that may not know some of the benefits of a transload facility, it creates a lot of options for Wisconsin companies for shipping. Those that may be not along the rail line with a transload facility like this have access to a rail line now, which creates diversity in their shipping options, helps them become more sustainable, which in turn grows their company and increases our employment in the state. So These are very important to a lot of companies that are large companies or even small companies that are not along a rail line, now being able to get that access to a great railroad system here that's owned by the state of Wisconsin. With that, thank you all again for being here. I'll introduce Jason White from Greater Oshkosh Economic Development, the president and CEO. So Jason.
So I too want to congratulate Watco and the city of Oshkosh for having the vision to create this tremendous opportunity. It was started as an effort to address a community issue, which I'm sure City Manager Rohloff will want to talk about in a second, in terms of railroad noise in the middle of a residential neighborhood has resulted in a first of its kind project for Greater Oshkosh companies and those throughout the Fox Valley to reduce transportation costs and create supply chain efficiencies in shipping products across the country. For many years, the city of Oshkosh has been preparing for this moment. The city owns plentiful industrial parkland, has utilized tax increment financing for installing road and utility infrastructure, and formed public-private partnerships for accommodating business expansions. Economic development is all about finding incremental ways to make your community and your businesses more competitive. This transload facility is a leap forward towards these aims, and we are excited about what this presents for Greater Oshkosh, the Fox Valley, and the state of Wisconsin. Now I want to introduce our city manager, Mark Rohloff, whose unwavering commitment is credited for successfully keeping this project moving forward.
Good morning, everybody. Whenever you're doing these types of dedications, you're going to be thanking a lot of people, and if I forget anybody, please forgive me. But first of all, I don't get anything done without the guidance and leadership of our city council, Mayor Cummings. I think I saw a couple council members, Councilmember Steve Herman and Matt Mugrauer. I think I saw. Matt, if you're here, wave. And all the other ones. We had a late meeting last night, so forgive the other ones for not being able to make it. The city staff, Jason mentioned Kelly Nyforth, our economic development manager. She works very closely with Jason White with GO-EDC. Kelly shepherded this project, and several times this was one of those projects that none of us were going to let go because we knew it was the right thing to do. Watco's vision of seeing the business opportunity, not just for themselves, but for businesses in all of Northeast Wisconsin. So I'm going to steal one of your lines, Mr. Governor, and I'm going to say it's not just Wisconsin's open for business, but Oshkosh is open for business, and specifically, we're open for rail business as a result of this project. So there's so many people that have been involved in this. The staff, a lot of engineers. James Robbie, our Public Works Director, is here. His staff never gave up. Now, part of it has to do with their boss, who just never says stop, never says give up. I know he's kind of a pain to them sometimes, but bear with me sometimes. That's just what we do. The DOT. You heard Secretary Ross. I still remember Dave as Mayor Ross when we were with the Urban Alliance. Governor, getting mayors to be your secretaries is always a really good idea because we know them on a first name basis. So, Dave, we haven't seen each other in a few years, but Dave was a very active member of our Urban Alliance, which looks out for interests of cities. Dave understands what facilities like this mean to economic development. The DOT, the T program, is a wonderful economic development tool. It's the only economic development tool in the Department of Transportation, and it's a wonderful project. Alan Davis and I have been working on T projects. Not that we want you to stop giving, but Alan and I have been working on T projects together for 25 years, back when both of us worked with the city of Berlin. We got a couple T grants back then, and so we've just taken our little grant writing road on the show on the road. And we're very happy with that. There's always a business behind a T grant. It's not just Watco, in this case Oshkosh Corporation. George Manfield had dark hair when we started this project. And George understood the importance of why we needed to do that project. And then I want to go to the person who is not here today. If you don't remember their name, it's okay. But it's a resident of our city who lives on Allerton Drive, and his bedroom window is about the same distance as I am to those tracks right there. and George's trucks, and I say George's trucks because George loves those trucks. Imagine those trucks, and when you hear later the truck getting loaded on, imagine getting awakened at 5 in the morning with those trucks coming on. All we were trying to do was move the truck loading facility, but Oshkosh Corp recognized that we had bigger aspirations. Watco recognized it. The Secretary of Department of Transportation, the City Council, the staff. Nobody gave up on this project. I looked at the email yesterday from Mr. Miller. He first started complaining to me in 2011. So people have been working on this a long time, but none more than a resident who said, we can do better. And that's really what we're about, responding to our residents. And we've created an economic development facility that started with a resident who just wanted a little noise out of his backyard. Please remember that as we do these things, because that's what makes our communities great. That's what makes America great. We do listen to those things, and small people like that can get something very big done. Thank you again, and with that, I'm going to invite an old colleague up here. I'm not going to say Mayor Dave, Secretary Dave Ross with the Department of Transportation. Thanks, Dave.
I'm jealous. What a facility. And I know the time and the groups and the partnerships and the perseverance it takes to do something like this. Having been a former local official and very proud to work for Governor Walker at DOT, it also takes another partner, and that is the governor's office. Without the governor's office, you know what it's like. You come to those places where you're looking for funds, you're looking for assistance, you're looking for somebody who has the equal amount of passion you do about a local project in the governor's office. And it's because of these budgets that we've had over the last several years. It's because of the funding, the T-grant funding, and this incredible award of over $1 million for this project. It starts in the governor's office. And I can tell you this, working for Governor Walker, he's as passionate about creating jobs. He's as passionate about making sure that we have the funding and the opportunity to do great things like this all over the state. And guess what? The good news just keeps on coming here in Wisconsin. And I can't be more proud to work with Governor Walker, to work with all the local officials to make this happen. This is really, truly another good day in Wisconsin and a good day in Oshkosh.
I think we have one more speaker, perhaps. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome Governor Scott Walker. This is not the first time Governor Walker's been here to Oshkosh. I always say, if you got some money, you come on into Oshkosh any day, Governor Walker. Governor Scott Walker.
Well, first off, congratulations to Oshkosh. Congratulations to the mayor, the council, administrator, all the team and staff, the good public servants in the city of Oshkosh. Congratulations on having the vision and really the foresight to do this. Mayor, as you talked about the herd. The herd is moving, and not just when it comes to basketball, but good things in Oshkosh, in the greater Oshkosh area, in Winnebago County, and really in the New North, all throughout this region. And so kudos to the city, to Watco, to the business partners. We're pleased to be a part of that. And I also want to thank one of our partners in state government. Senator, thank you so much, Dan, for being here and being supportive of this. I know as a former local official, I not only acknowledge the mayor, but county executive. I used to be a county executive Harris. And we know as well, for us in the Department of Transportation, to be able to make grants like this, it takes not only state support, but support from our congressional delegation. So we appreciate both of our U.S. senators and Congressman Glenn Grothman and the help they provide to support us in doing things like this. Today is really exciting. As Secretary Ross just mentioned, for us to do transportation economic assistance grants, T grants, as you commonly heard throughout the speakers here, it really takes a focus on saying we need transportation and economic development to go together. And for us, it just makes a lot of sense when you have a project like this. Secretary Ross knows, many of you have participated in this, but each of the last several years, every year, at least once, sometimes multiple times, but every year we have what we call the Governor's Conference on Freight. And we look at freight as not only being over the road, certainly on our roads, our highways, and other surface transportation in the state, but it ties in with our rail, with our ports, and with our airports. Because of all of you in business know, you've got to have multi opportunities, and it's got to be intermodal to connect. And I got to say, when I travel around the world, I've been around many a year traveling in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, Kuwait and other places around the world. One of the things that I'm the most proud of is as I see our service members, whether they're in the National Guard, the Reserve, or occasionally when I'm able to meet up with folks on active duty from Wisconsin, but are with units deployed around the world. And I'm always proud to see that the armored vehicles that are there are made right here in the state of Wisconsin, right here in Oshkosh. And that's something that we're tremendously proud of, not just because of the quality and the impact of the business, but because our men and women are being protected each and every day as we sit here enjoying those freedoms that they guarantee by a product that is proudly made here in the state of Wisconsin, proudly made here in Oshkosh. And so it's only fitting, not just for Oshkosh as being a primary user that Watco talked about being connected here, but then for all the other business partners that you guys service today, and the many more that I think when they see this and will say, what a fabulous facility, what a fabulous opportunity. This makes it easy for us to bring things over the road, connect it to freight rail, and then take it out, whether it's going out on rail, whether it's being connected to a port here in our Great Lakes, over to the Mississippi, or down anywhere else around this great country. It just makes the perfect connection. And that's what's exciting. The last thing I would just say is, beyond just the infrastructure, which is pretty cool in itself, moments like this, things like the mayor talked about, with all the other developments happening here in Oshkosh, with all the other things, we just announced another thing just up the way as part of the New North, with all the things happening here in the state of Wisconsin. The great part about it is it's bigger than just jobs, it's bigger than just businesses growing. The most important thing we're investing in when we put, as a state did, $1 million in something like this, these are investments that are really about ensuring that our children and our grandchildren have that many more reasons to stay here in the state of Wisconsin. Because I don't know about all of you, but as a parent with 2 kids in their 20s, to me, my piece of the American dream, Tonette and I, our dream, because both of our kids, after they graduated, left for a little while to work somewhere else, and both probably are back here in the state of Wisconsin living and working. Now, I want them living here. I don't want them in my basement, so I appreciate the fact they have apartments. But to me, the American dream for many of us is not just owning a home or even a business. It's having your children be able to find not just a job, but a career that is fulfilling and can support themselves and their families right here in the state of Wisconsin. So you can see them at a herd game. You can enjoy good things like this that make the quality of life so special here in the state of Wisconsin. And that's really what we're investing in when we're doing it today. It's not about infrastructure. It's not even about businesses. We're investing in our children and our children's children staying here in the state of Wisconsin. Congratulations to everyone who's a part of it.
A transload terminal is a location where businesses that are not directly served by railroads can actually come and bring their product and get it on rail lines to reach the 600-mile rail network in the state of Wisconsin. It is the only such facility in all of Northeast Wisconsin. So it creates a great business opportunity for businesses that want cost-effective rail transportation that they may not otherwise be able to get.
Obviously glad to be here today in Oshkosh. What an exciting development, not only for Oshkosh Corporation, but for all the other businesses that are going to be a part of using this new site that really connects over-the-road transportation with freight rail transportation. Kudos to the city of Oshkosh for stepping up, for their partner Watco in terms of operating this facility and others throughout the state.
We have a lot of great partners that understand the value of working together. Even the county government here was helping us with a certain part of this project. It wasn't a big part, but it was very crucial. Our Economic Development Corporation, Oshkosh Corporation, Wisconsin Southern Railroad, and then of course the Department of Transportation, the state of Wisconsin. They were great partners. They funded $1 million out of this $2.2 million project. The city only put in about $200,000, and as the project grew, our share remained at $200,000. So we were real proud of the fact that we were able to bring other partners to bear to make this project successful.